Welcome back to Balancing the Books. My name is Jessica, and I am on a journey towards debt freedom. Yesterday, I posted my very first video where I shared with you all that I've been on this debt journey since August of 2019. I started with $94,387 worth of debt, and I'm currently down to $68,000 and some change. It's been a long journey and the result of a lot of hard work, most of which has come through goals that I made for myself for 2020. And so this year I am setting some new financial goals for 2021, and I wanted to take time to share them with you all. The way I'm going to structure my goals comes from the idea of making smarter goals, which is a philosophy I read about in a book called The Best Year Ever, and I highly recommend it. But basically, it's an acronym for what your goals should be. So goals need to be specific and measurable, actionable, relevant to your life and the outcomes you want, be time specific, be related to education, like educating yourself on the topic, and be realistic. So the author outlines how to make really thoughtful goals that are obtainable by following this methodology. So you don't want to just say, I want to be skinny. That doesn't help you obtain your goal. You want to be specific. I want to lose weight. And then you need to make it measurable. I want to lose 10 pounds. Make it actionable. I want to lose 10 pounds by exercising 3 days a week. This would all be relevant to your overall goals about becoming a healthier person. You also need to make it time specific. So I want to lose 10 pounds by exercising 3 days a week between now and March 15th, right? Because time key could mean I want to lose 10 pounds by the end of the week, or I want to lose, 10 pounds before I die someday, right? You need to be specific about when you want to accomplish this goal. Maybe the education comes in where you're learning proper techniques for a new cardio method or a new yoga routine that you want to learn, or maybe the actionable part was a specific diet like keto, and so you're going to do the education piece by learning more about that topic. And then it also needs to be realistic, right? If I was to say to myself, I want to lose 10 pounds before tomorrow, it's just not practical or safe, right? So we do have to have goals that match. And so this is the philosophy that I'm going to use to craft my own goals related to finance. My first goal for myself is to pay off the remaining balance on my car loan. So that is $3,283, and that's what it was on January 1st. And initially I wanted to pay this off by June, but after I sketched out the remaining goals that I set for myself financially, I realized that I need to be a bit more intentional and a faster pace with this first goal. And so I actually bumped it to May 1st. And I want to pay off the remaining portion of my car loan by May 1st. And I find that goal to be realistic. I'm very capable of paying $500 a month towards my car loan. It's something I've been doing for a few months now, doubling the amount that I would owe. And I think that if I set this goal for myself, I will be even more intentional and be able to reach it by May 1st. And I'm going to be measuring my progress with those debt coloring trackers that I shared in the first video. So this is the first goal, pay off that car loan. Never had a car loan before this, and let me tell you, I will never have one ever again. Buy cars in cash, people. It is not worth the headache. So that is the first goal. The next goal I have is to pay $12,000 towards all of my debt in the year of 2021. And so that goal started on January 1st and will end on the last day of the year, December 31st. And this doesn't mean that I want to pay $12,000 off of my debt, because, interest is a real thing. But I do want to pay at least $12,000 towards my debt. So while my debt might not decrease by 12 grand, I want to have at least set that much money aside to paying off my debt. And I am a teacher, so I make just over $38,000 a year, and $12,000 is just slightly more than 31% of my annual income. So it is quite the hefty goal, but I also know that I can pick up tutoring gigs and work summer school, and might even need to get an additional part-time gig or whatever this year in order to make this happen. But that is my goal, to pay $12,000 towards debt by the end of the year. And I'm going to be using some of those visuals to mark my progress. And I do think this is realistic. In the year 2020, I was able to pay about $9,000 towards debt, and so this is a little bit more than that, but not so much more that I think it's unrealistic. I think I can do it. Goal number 3 is to refinance my student loan with the highest amount of interest. So I have 7 student loans remaining, and student loan number 2 has the highest amount of interest. It's currently sitting at 6.8%, and by February, when the CARES Act is no longer having my loans sit at 0% interest, I would like to refinance that loan and get it to anything lower than 6.8%. So the reason I'm not refinancing all of my student loans is because I do qualify for the income-based repayment program, which allows me to pay a decreased amount each month towards my student loans. Now, because they've been in forbearance through the CARES Act, I've been just funneling all of my extra income into my car loan. And that will end here pretty soon. And when that does, I don't want to, financially, I just don't want to have to pay the amount that my student loans would require me to pay without that income-based plan. And if I refinance, I will lose that advantage. So I'm just going to refinance the one with the highest interest and then attack that one and see how that goes. I've never refinanced any of my loans before, and so I guess this is a way to kind of tiptoe into that process, give it a whirl, see how it is, and if it's beneficial. And I guess going forward, I could always refinance more if I choose to. But this is the goal, to refinance that one by February. The next goal I have set for myself is to read at least one book per month that pertains to personal finance and debt freedom. So this might seem a bit bizarre, but I teach reading. I'm a reading interventionist as a teacher, and I teach kids to read. And I love reading, but I hate reading personal finance books and books about just self-improvement in general. I prefer fiction over nonfiction, and it's actually been one of those things that I've had to just be really intentional about during this journey, is making sure I'm doing that education piece and bettering myself through knowledge. And one goal I had for last year actually related to cooking and becoming a better cook. And I really found that diving into cookbooks and reading the recipes and learning the knowledge behind how to do specific things in the kitchen really did help me a lot. So it is a hurdle that I just have to get over, and I think by making it one of my goals for this year and holding myself accountable even through this channel to share what book I'm reading, and I do think that I will be better for it by the end of 2021. So that is a goal I have. I read a lot, but not stuff like this, so read a book every month about personal finance. And then my last goal is kind of a softball here. I want to consistently add $25 a paycheck to my Christmas sinking fund for the year of 2021. I actually started at a new credit union in the beginning of last year, and one of the benefits that they have, or one of the options that they have available, is a savings account for specifically Christmas, and if I partake in that, I will get a certain percentage of interest to help with my savings goals. It's not very much, but hey, everything counts. I am a teacher and I get paid 26 times a year because I take the summer pay, and so 26 paychecks by $25 a paycheck, more or less, should get me to right about $650, and that's very close to the amount I would need to provide Christmas gifts to the people that I care about. So that is kind of low-hanging fruit, but nevertheless, it is a goal I've set for myself. So consistently pay that $25 a paycheck right into my sinking fund. So those are my goals for 2021. Feel free to leave your goals in the comments. I'd be happy to read them and cheer you on along the way. And thanks so much for stopping by. Bye.